When you think of the catchy songs found in many of Nintendo's games, the name Koji Kondo typically comes to mind. Though he gets most of the attention for having composed some of the more memorable songs in video game history, there's another music man in Nintendo who has quite the cult following. Kazumi Totaka is best known for his work on Animal Crossing, although he's also worked on scores of other games, like Mario Paint, Link's Awakening, and Yoshi's Story. It's certainly an impressive resume, but there's a hidden Easter egg fans discovered in his games that's most fascinating. Known as Totaka's Song, it's a 19-note melody that has been hidden in many of the games Totaka has worked on. Fans have uncovered the song in over a dozen Nintendo games, but there are a couple that have eluded them. Games like Wave Race 64, Wii Sports, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and Wii Music, as well as the menu music for the Wii and 3DS hardware. Supposedly, Totaka's Song is hidden within every single game he's worked on, just waiting to be discovered. Very recently, we were contacted by someone who claimed to have found the song hidden within one of those elusive games, Wii Sports. According to two Argentinian friends who go by the online aliases of Smash Knight and Bogle Belmont, you can hear Totaka's Song cleverly hidden within Wii Sports. In order to access the song, you'll need to boot up your copy of the game and then select the tennis option. Go into a match using any amount of players, though it will probably be easier if you have at least two. This is where it gets a bit creative. When the match begins, the goal is to get a rally going, and then listen closely to the sound effects of hitting the ball with the racket. You'll notice the pitch changes every now and then, even if you swing the same way. Apparently, the sound effects from the swings make up the 19 notes of Totaka's Song. It's time to put this tune to the test. When we were first tipped off about this myth, we were obviously skeptical. Nintendo fans are some of the most passionate and dedicated, and as we've seen over the course of researching myths for this series, the newer the game, the less likely something will remain hidden. Given that Wii Sports came out back in 2006, we were doubtful such a discovery would be made now. Surely, some Nintendo fan would have picked apart the game and figured this out already, right? Then again, we should know better by now after seeing how a single gamer uncovered the way to unlock Master Hand on his own 7 years after the game's release. Initially, it proved a bit difficult to get a rally going in the tennis match, but eventually we strung one together consisting of over 30 hits. When played in real time, we definitely noticed a change in the sound effect, but it was incredibly difficult to judge if it actually sounded like Totaka's Song. So we took the sound effects and synced them to the beat of Totaka's Song, while keeping the effects in the same order they occurred in real time. We listened to the Mario Paint and Link's Awakening DX variations of the song to refresh our memory, and then played back the edited tennis match. Here is the result. Initially, this episode declared that this was Totaka's Song, but it appears we might have jumped the gun. After several viewers came forth with concerns, we decided it was only fair to reevaluate our decision. That's when we reached out to veteran video game music expert Jaron Moore and one of his colleagues, Eric Buchholz. Mr. Moore's resume involves working alongside Jeremy Soule on the soundtrack for The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion, Prey, and Dungeon Siege 2, and he's one of the producers for Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses concert series. Jaron says that the pitches aren't close enough to say for certain, but the fact that they had to be re-edited to the rhythm of the song to be identifiable would make this an almost near impossible song to identify by conventional means. Mr. Moore also added that the racket-hit sound effects have an atonal timbre, so they're going to sound compatible against almost anything. This starts to delve into the realm of psychoacoustics, and the power of the mind to allow someone to hear what they're trying to hear. Basically, your brain pairs the sequence of sound effects with Totaka's song as you marry them together. With Totaka's song effectively imprinted to your inner ear, playing it back without the music effectively fools your brain into filling in the gaps because you're trying to hear the particular melody. Basically, it's possible to lay the sound effects from the racket swings under any other tune, and if played in the right order, your brain could be tricked into thinking the swings sound like that song.
Match point!
What all of this shows is that objectively trying to prove or disprove this myth is incredibly difficult, and coming to a conclusive verdict is practically impossible. Even using complex software to try and make a determination returns inconclusive results and far too many variables. The only person who truly knows the answer is Kazumi Totaka himself, and maybe one day he will shed some light on this matter. Until then, this one remains up for debate.